Alright, greetings fellow armchair Imagineers, Tiki here on Memorial Day, Six Flags Discovery Kingdom for, alas, it is finally open, the opening of Sidewinder Safari. Now this of course is just a pretty standard off-the-shelf Jumperla Wild Mouse spinning coaster, literally the same exact track layout as Primeval Whirl, the infamous Disney roller coaster that just got removed. Ooh, hello. But I'm actually not going to start with Sidewinder today. I'm going to start over in the DC area. Even though Sidewinder, from what I've been seeing, has been getting pretty decent weights. And the reason why I'm specifically starting in the DC area is because, first of all, I feel like most people will be drawn to Sidewinder more. And so, with that in mind, I should be able to get a couple laps on some of the DC rides. Superman, Joker, if it's open. I hear Joker just keeps having operational issues, looking for shame. And then also, obviously, big selling point of Sidewinder, especially for me, is that queue. The themed reptile house queue, and by all intents and purposes I haven't seen much of it, but it looks very well done. It looks easily like the best themed ride in the park, and that is way more than the coaster itself. The element of Sidewinder that I've been most looking forward to from the get-go, and I hope that it lives up to my expectations. Because by all intents and purposes, I do plan on waiting in that queue. I am not going to be rope dropping that queue. I'm going to be waiting in it, an hour, however long it takes, checking out the reptiles, soaking it all in. Hopefully it lives up to my expectations. I'm pretty excited, though. Let's see, any other things that we need to go over? Oh, wait, hold on. One thing I didn't actually point out, I got distracted by the fact that Superman was testing, but you'll notice that the area that used to be the Harley Quinn coaster that I never actually got on, nice to see that they're pumping out the Superman cars early. Now Superman in this park has lap bars instead of comfort collars. So that right there is actually a pretty intense pop of ejector right at the top. But this is what I wanted to specifically highlight here, because they have this whole area that used to be Harley Quinn completely cleared out and landscaped, which is very nice to see. I really don't think you need to add any other attractions here. I feel like the DC area is already pretty stacked as it is, so it's just nice to see some TLC back here. Even though I will admit that landscaping doesn't really fit with the theme of DC, but whatever. So, yeah, I am very stoked to check out Sidewinder. Oh, the other thing I need to mention about Sidewinder, it is going to be coaster credit number 97 for me. So adamantly keeping track, because my 100th credit is right around the corner. Credit, unless something goes terribly wrong, is going to be Cannibal at Lagoon, which has been on my bucket list since it opened. Finally making the trek down to Salt Lake City to check it out in 3 weeks' time. My plan is to get there in the evening, hit a couple credits, probably most likely Roller Coaster and Colossus first, and then credit number 100 towards the end of the night. Cannibal. I'm excited. So Sidewinder is definitely just kind of gonna pad that credit count out just a little bit more. And obviously, by all intents and purposes, when I go to Lagoon, I will be vlogging every step of the way. Very much stoked for that park, even outside of Cannibal. So yeah, let's to the security checkpoint, and let's actually see how crowded it's going to be today. I avoided the park this weekend for opening weekend. I think Sidewinder technically opened on Saturday, but they were doing races at a racetrack that's very near here on the way, and that would have caused a traffic nightmare. So I avoided that. That's why I'm here today. It is a holiday. It is Memorial Day. But hopefully with it being a Monday, the crowds will be a little bit less light, a little bit more light.
Come on, love will be just fine. We're gonna live just like it's 1999.
All right. Let's see how it goes. So it looks like ERT is happening right now for Medusa and Kong. Right now it does not look like they're loading Medusa quite yet, but they are definitely pumping out cars. But I just saw a cycle of Kong with people actually on the ride. So screw it. Why not start out my day with one of the most infamous Vekoma SLCs? Let's do it. Well, yeah, that started my day with a headache. I mean, Jesus, look at the profiling on this stuff. This is certainly not anywhere close to the level of something like the SLC at, I think it's the Playlands Castaway Cove or something, the Flying Dutch. God, why am I even citing this? I don't know what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. The good SLC that's somewhere in Jersey. Why can't we get one of those? Anyways, one of the things I actually do like about this coaster, outside of just like the ride experience that's frankly just bad, is I really like the fact that you can get really good vantage points. So with that in mind, I'm waiting for this thing to actually start up. Hopefully there's not like an operational delay or anything. So yeah, looks like Medusa is still not loading people yet. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start heading over to the DC area after we get a good view of this. Ooh, my camera needs to focus. Jesus. Sorry about that, folks. This lift hill is noisy. You do get a pretty decent view of Sidewinder from up there, which is probably the best part of the whole ride. I mean, you know what? I will admit the first drop and the first section of inversions are pretty solid. The ride just kind of falls apart after that. See it take those inversions. That's the best element of the ride right there. It's pretty intense, but it definitely whips you. And then honestly, just this meandering section back to the brake run is probably the worst section because it's just headbang city right there. And then every time, by the time you get back to the brakes, it's just like, oh dear God, that was awful. I feel like this is a pretty good candidate to get ripped out and replaced by something better sometime in the future, hopefully. And there's people on Medusa now. That's good timing. Awesome. All right. So we bid adieu to one of the worst Vekomas. Do we say hello to one of the best B&Ms? No line. Memorial Day weekend. This is why you gotta rope drop, people. So yeah, front row, side seat, easily the best seat on that row. You really get kind of like almost like a B&M wing coaster sensation. Almost, not quite to that level, but you know, you definitely get the experience of kind of like sitting over the track a little bit. Anyways, I did one back row, one front row. Each station wait, didn't even have to wait for the car. I think they just had a dispatch, and then the next car that pulled in, I was on both times. So crack that out for sure. Medusa is just like a total workhorse in this park. It's very reliable. Reliable both in the sense of operations and reliable for a good ride. Unlike this piece of crap. And got to admit, I am getting a little bit worried about the prospects of getting on Joker today. I haven't even seen it testing at all. But Superman seems to be running. So before I go over to Sidewinder and wait in whatever the hell queue they have lined up for that thing, I'm going to go on Superman, see if I can get, I don't know, 2 rides on it would be great, but just one would be fine too. That ride does kind of like wipe me out a little bit. Nice to see most of the rides are open right now. Skyscreamer's open. That has been a little bit unreliable. Looks like this is maybe getting ready to open. I'm not sure. And I'm actually just now realizing that the 2 family coasters in this park are themed to snakes. Yeah, no, I don't know if they... I don't think they just have people line up like that if it wasn't going to open at some point, but I digress. Seeing some Sidewinder Safari shirts in the park, and I definitely want to get one for myself. Just because, frankly, I think it's got a really strong logo to it. Alright, so I have seen Joker testing. This thing is pretty much like right up against the back of Joker, so I figured I'd give it a ride to see if I could see people actually on it. They have been cycling trains through though. That's a promising sign. But right now my plan is to head for DC Universe and get on Superman. Like I said, maybe a couple times ideally. And then hopefully maybe one Batman ride. Hopefully though, what?
Recording me, are you?
No, I'm not. Then hopefully Joker will be open by the time that I get done with those 2 rides. I'm sorry, that really distracted me. People are usually so paranoid about that kind of stuff. Whatever. It's all good. It's all good. I'm pretty sure that Wonder Woman has actually been down for the weekend. I don't know if that's like a routine maintenance thing, which is a shame because Wonder Woman might be like, besides Joker, maybe the second best ride in the whole DC area.
You can ride it, but I'm telling you, you're not screwed. The height of the height is like whatever. The fact that you're sitting in a thing that comes out of the 12 for you, it's not that much fun.
Yeah, the crowds are definitely pouring in at this point. Looks like the Joker just opened up, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a ride on it. It is running 2 trains, mercifully, and it looks like there were a bunch of people queuing for it before it opened, but it looks like they're pumping through that line quite nicely. Also, this is the former Harley Quinn area, and like I pointed out at the intro to this vlog, it looks like it's just kind of some nice park landscaping, which I can't complain about, and frankly, I think this area is a little overstuffed with attractions as it is, so if they just leave it that way for a while, I don't really care.
No, I saw it on the number of the big.
Wonder Woman is definitely closed for the time being because the whole pathway up there is blocked off. Alright, let's see how long it takes me to get a ride on Joker. Superman looks like it's already at about a 20-minute wait. I waited about roughly a little less than 10 minutes for it the first time. So, ideally, like, if this is like maybe like a 20-minute or wait less for Joker, I'll do it a couple times. Doesn't look too bad. I would wager maybe a 20-minute if the 2 train ops are on point here.
We're coming. We're gonna come and stand with you guys.
It has been way too long since the Flash has graced us with its presence at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. So long, in fact, that I never actually got a chance to ride it as the Flash. The last time I rode this thing, it was very much in V2 mode. But the cool thing about the Flash being gone for this long and then potentially coming back is it has definitely acquired a little bit of a fan base, especially with the Impulse Cult coasters, most notably Wicked Twister at Cedar Point being dismantled. There's not too many of them left, and I think it's fair to say the Flash is probably one of the more unique ones out there. Anyways, so right now I have just gotten done completing 2 laps on the Joker, one towards the back and then one in the front row. I honestly think that ride is kind of like eclipsed Medusa for me, but here's the thing. It eclipses Medusa for me with the caveat of running 2 trains. Because when it's running 2 trains, the operations on it are honestly really damn good. And the cast members really strive to get 45-second dispatches or less, which is really good. And you, like, even if the switchback's completely filled, I can't imagine you waiting, like, more than 30 minutes or so at the most, even with full switchbacks. That's good for the park's flagship coaster. The only caveat is that it does not reliably run 2 trains all the time. So, on days where it doesn't run 2 trains, it's very hard to get on, very unreliable. And I would say Medusa probably eclipses it at that point. Anyways, like this little piece of theming right here. So right now on the app it says Sidewinder has an hour wait. Just based on the crowd levels in the park, just in general, I'd be surprised if that's fully true. But, like I said, I am going to, obviously I fully intend on waiting in that queue, checking it out for all that it's worth. Obviously, again, not really too thrilled about this Emperla spinning Wild Mouse credit. But I'm very excited to check out what's in all likelihood going to be the best themed ride in the park. Of course, with this park layout, it's a little bit difficult because you have to walk around this whole Seal Stadium and then uphill past that, so it's kind of a bit of a trek to get up there, but we'll make it. That's really cool. Right off the bat, there's like interaction on the way. It looks like this road actually looks like a driving too, which, I mean, obviously the big appeal of this thing is the queue, but... Alright, so first impressions of the queue, I definitely like how it's shaded. The ruins look really nice. And I heard that the structure behind the queue is, like this structure right here, I heard is like all soundproof for the reptiles, which I think is really cool. Just a reminder that this ride credit number 97 when I do get on. This is, as I said, it's a pretty standard off-the-shelf Emperla spinning Wild Mouse. Literally the exact same model as Triangular Whirl and Animal Kingdom. The only difference being the moving station, which I'm hoping will keep things a little bit more fluid as far as like the actual line goes. Looking at the line, it looks like we passed by quite a few different reptile exhibits, going down that way. Looks like this little switchback is maybe going to be more focused on coaster views, but that's okay. But I do like how much kinetic energy is back here with the coasters going through the layout. I think some of these reptiles are probably like not even in here yet. But I've heard that most of the reptiles in the queue are going to be done. They're going to be pulled from the park's backstage collection, and a lot of the general public has not seen the reptiles that are going to be featured in the queue. So that's definitely a feature. Do you know there's also some Easter eggs in this queue for the past members who helped out with the design of it? I'll admit the queue is moving a little bit slower than I was hoping for, just based on the moving station right there. Wild mouse coasters are always slow loader, so I'm not really too surprised. I'm wondering if they're running a single rider line at all. Behind there, King Kong. So I'm wondering if something like that sign right there is another cast member tribute. Because I definitely know there's a few of them within the I'm sure it's actually a functional rock, but it's not appreciate that detail. Fans up there are doing a good job of keeping the area cool as well. So that's definitely a benefit. will admit the reptiles are a bit hard to see in the light. But one thing I have heard about this ride, I haven't seen it in person yet, but I've heard that it's actually supposed to have a pretty good lighting package. So with that in mind, that might also improve the queue experience, just because as you guys can see in this footage, the glare in these windows is pretty bad when it's like in direct sunlight. I mean, it's like you can still see the snakes in the pool. Honestly, beyond the actual reptiles, I just really like the fact that this queue is all open air, but it's shaded. You got the fans going. You've also got the kinetic energy of the actual ride going up there. So it's not quite as immersive as I was hoping for, but I do think it is probably the best queue in the park still. And it gets the job done quite well. Like I said, there's a lot of moving parts to the queue, just thanks to the motion of the actual ride itself. The attraction has been downtime for about 5 minutes. I'm willing to bet that it's because moving station, which unfortunately does not seem to be helping much with capacity anyways. But what you guys just saw down there was it's basically the equivalent of this ride to the windows on Main Street, where I believe that's like the biggest one, where you see a bunch of cast member names who helped out on this ride. But that downtime wasn't too bad. Just about 5 minutes, and it looks like they're getting the trains back up and running. So we'll see how much longer it takes. So I wish this thing was actually moving or cranking along or something, but it's definitely giving me vibes of the indie queue. That TV could be playing something too, although that might be a little too ambitious. I wonder if there's Easter eggs up on that clipboard right there. Another Easter egg right there, another Main Street window, if you will. So I'm really loving all these homages within the queue. It feels like the first half of the queue right there. Then it gets a little bit more subtle, but the second half is mostly just kind of building anticipation for the coaster itself, as well as giving the homages to the actual cast members. So I like it. I definitely like it. I feel like it's laid out pretty well. I also like that just like moving the background. I do really love that song. So literally right before I managed to get up to the station, like I was literally like right at the rope to get up to the station, this thing breaks down for a third time. And at that point I'm pissed, because it's like I've been waiting in line for like an hour and 20 minutes. Nobody's offering fast passes. They're evacuating the line. And I was also stupid enough to call my dad because it's like, oh, I'm right up to the front of the line. It's not going to break down again. But it did. So, I don't know, guys. Just the breakdowns in themselves, like that's really not a good look for this thing at all. It literally broke down 3 different times when I was in line. And I just think that's just freaking ridiculous. Like, it gets to the point where it like gets into my own head, and I think that it's like me causing it, even though I know that's crazy. Here you guys can kind of see the glare problem with the screens. But I do like that they have the exhibits kind of both inside and outside. Yeah, as you guys can tell, there's a lot of coming soon stuff. So I'm sure, like in another month or so, the queue will probably be a little bit more filled out. That's cool if you guys can see it. That's just too much glare. Well, I don't know. I've got about 10 minutes before I need to leave for my ride, so I just genuinely, I really hope you guys aren't too disappointed in me for not being able to get on this thing. I showed you about as much of the queue as I possibly could, but yeah, not being able to actually get on it is just insanely frustrating, especially because I was right there. I was literally like right up to the gate, about to go up to the station. I don't know. I don't think they're reopening this thing anytime soon, and I need to get going. This is a bummer, guys. I'm genuinely kind of heartbroken. I'm letting you all down. I know I'm letting you all down. You all probably clicked on this vlog to see my reaction to the coaster, and I could not get it. My reaction to the queue is, it's okay. I think, honestly, I think with the operations, it's like I hate to wait in a queue where the ride is just going to be consistently breaking down. You're worried if it's going to be breaking down, and even if you're like literally at the very front of the queue, can break down. I mean, that alone, like that, it's like, forget it. Like, everything else doesn't matter until they get their shit together in that department. Because that is ridiculous. That shouldn't be happening, and I'm honestly pissed that it is happening. I mean, I understand that it's new. I understand this kind of stuff happens with new rides, but I don't know. It's just insane. Like I feel like I'm not a real theme park fan because I'm not waiting it out. I'm disappointing you guys so much, and I know I am. I'm so sorry. Yeah, at this point, there's nothing I can do. I just genuinely failed you guys. I genuinely failed you. Like, I'm supposed to be like the premier vlogger for this park, and I couldn't even get on the damn ride. I'm just so beyond sorry, guys. I'm so beyond sorry that I have to leave this park and not even ride the thing. I can't tell you how sorry I am. I'm genuinely crushed. I don't know when I'm even gonna get back here because I've got my lagoon trip coming up, and yeah, I don't know. I just feel so defeated right now. I feel so defeated. I literally waited in an 1.5 hour line. They didn't even give me a fast pass. Day was going really good until then, man.